Welcome back, everybody. It's your girl, Nene, aka La Nena, back with another part to my story. Now, disclaimer, I might be jumping back and forth. Um, I'm trying to get through my life, not give it every little detail. There are certain parts that I skip out on. It's not you, it's me. Either I feel it's no need to tell it, or I actually forgot about a certain part until later on, so I'll decide to throw it, rewind back, tell the story, just in case it might be important to somebody. But anyway, back to the story in hand. So, if y'all looked at my last videos, if not, please pause this one right quick and go back, check it out, catch up on it. Last I left off, my mom shipped me off to my dad. Um, Sent my sister with me and my sister's son. So I make it back to Jersey and I start staying with my dad. At first, everything was cool. You know, I'm back with my dad. I miss my dad. I was always daddy's little girl. Um, Everything was going okay. I got enrolled in school out there. And needless to say, I could tell something was different. I could tell something was off. Um, I started skipping school a lot. I started using my dad um, as my excuse, as far as not using him as my excuse, but lying to him and using my asthma as an excuse for him to call, to call my school. Um, he would call the school and let them know I wasn't going in. I was sick, change of climate. My asthma was acting up and stuff like that. And I'd stay home. Meanwhile, my father was the type of man that I'm sorry if y'all see me look up and stuff. I'm actually at work, so I'm keeping an eye on the monitors. But my father was the type of man that nor rain, nor snow, nor storm, anything, hail could keep him from work. That man went to work religiously, whether he was drunk, whether he was sober, whether he was sick, no matter what. That man went to work religiously. So he would call school. He would call the school, tell them I'm not going because I feel sick, and then he would go off to work. So I started spending a lot of time at home, um, doing nothing, watching TV. Started hanging around the little neighborhood, starting meeting people that I necessarily shouldn't need to meet. Hanging with a group of kids that I honestly shouldn't be needing to hang out with. One moment while I'll be back. Alright, so yeah. I started meeting kids that I shouldn't be meeting, shouldn't be hanging out with. Started stealing from my own father. As far as I would find change and steal it, I would find cigarettes and steal them. I would go in the fridge and drink beer. My dad was a man that every day he went to work, like I said. Every afternoon, he had a regular routine straight down. He would get off work, he would stop by the local liquor store. He would get himself a case of Bush beer. He would get himself a fifth of gin, and would get himself a little shooter, the little dollar shooters. He'd get himself 2 packs of cigarettes, of whatever brand he was smoking at the time, and then he would walk out the liquor store, take his little shot, go home, start drinking his beer, drinking his gin and stuff. Run out of the fifth, go back to the store, buy himself another bottle. This was every day, every day. So there was always beer, there was always cigarettes and stuff. What there wasn't always was gin. But yeah. So I would find cigarettes, and I would smoke. I would find beer. I would drink. This went on for a bit. Um, until one day my dad had um a closet, and in that closet there was a locked. Let me say that there was a locked closet. That an actual lock, and I was a very curious child, always been. And the more I saw that locked closet, the more curiosity got the best of me. So I started looking around, and looking for the key. And I remember one day finally searching. There was like this open part of the closet, because it was like a shut door, a door type on one side, a door type on the other, and then there was this open gap. And in the open gap, there was a light part up top. But if you reach behind that, right up behind it, there was an empty spot. I found a key there. I grabbed the key. I tested it, and it opened the lock. I remember seeing several nights suits, but they were like older. They were older suits. As a matter of fact, there was a suit that my dad wore to his daughter's wedding that was still hanging up there. And I'm talking about his daughter. I mean, from his first marriage. My father had 4 kids, 1 girl and 3 boys. So he got to walk her down the aisle in that outfit. Excuse me, y'all. I'm yawning this because it's like, what, 5 something? Close to 6 in the morning. I've been up all night. So, he walked her down the aisle. He had that suit along with a couple other suits. I guess he thought they would come back in style at one point or another. But yeah, on the top shelf, he had a bunch of jars and like copas, cups type, and each held coins. There was the solid dollar ones, there was the $50 ones, the quarters, dimes, the nickels, and the pennies. And then there was this lockbox also. In the lockbox, after I struggled, I don't know how long to open it, I found a bunch of $100, 50s, and 20s, and a jar. And in this jar, when I opened it, there was a whole bunch of little baggies. And the baggies had white things in it. I didn't know at the time. I remember closing it up, putting it back up. In the bottom of the closet, there was like 3 black bags of VHSs. A whole bunch of VHSs. He had a little compartment type, almost like a luggage or something. And it had different sex toys. Bunch of condoms of variety, even the gold coin ones. And then he had this little grocery bag of a blow-up doll. And all these VHSs was porn. My dad had a whole collection of porn. Um, Now, mind you, my father, after my mother, after my mom left him, and they got divorced, my father never remarried. But it didn't stop him. He never had that one special person um, that you can say he actually was faithful with, or he was with that relationship. No, my dad became a Rolling Stone. Yeah, my dad became, I would say, a player. Um, it was kind of those, Papa was a Rolling Stone. Well, no, he wasn't making kids everywhere. But my dad had several friends, two different lesbian couples, and a bunch of other little friends um, that would come by and visit all the time. Well, I didn't know this back then, but I came to find out that those lesbian couples used to let my dad sleep with them. They were lesbians and everything, but they wouldn't let no other man touch them, but they let my dad. So, um, yeah. I think that's why he had the toys and everything. But anyway, I used to remember a lot of people always coming to the house. My dad had left me the bedroom because we were at the one bedroom at the time when I first came back to stay with my dad. And so he took over the living room and he left me the bedroom. And I remember people always came by the house. There was always people. And they would hang out with my dad. They always came associated with my dad. Yes. Anywho. So I was saying, one day I decided, I was in the room. Everybody was in the room visiting my dad. And I decided to walk out the room to go to the restroom. And on my way to the restroom, no, I go to the restroom. I walk out the restroom and I'm looking into the living room directly at my dad. And I happened to just stop and look. And I saw a movement. And my dad looks at me. And I remember him wiping, putting away, and looking at me like, why he's just standing there? What are you doing? Go to the room. And I was like, well, I had to use the bathroom, or I was going to take a shower or something. I know I said some excuse, and I went into the room. And I remember locking the door, opening the closet that had the lock on it, getting the safe, opening the safe, grabbing the jar, and getting one of the little baggies out. Because that's when I made the connection that whatever's in here is what will go in through the nose. And what exactly it was, I don't know, but it had an association. And I remember locking everything up, putting everything back, grabbing my towel, and going back to the bathroom, cutting the water on, and sitting on the toilet, and trying to figure out how to get it from the little baggie up my nose. And I remember the first hit, I did not like it. That was my first introduction to cocaine. Please check me out. Look at my story. Like my status. Like the video. Subscribe. Leave a message. If you have any questions at all, or concerns. If you want to hear anything else, do you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to let me know. I will get back to you. I'll come back with some more after